Hi.
Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, we're so excited to be on with you tonight. I think we should probably make sure we're live. Oh wait, I see 3 people, so we must be live somewhere. Who knows where?
In the internet.
I
In the internet.
Gosh. Well, welcome everyone. We're so excited that you're on, and we're going to spend a quick 30 minutes with you right now. And Happy New Year, because I think for a lot of you, it's the first time we're even seeing you. And so we're just grateful for our consultants. We're grateful for each other. We're grateful for our company. We're just grateful. It's a brand new year. And, you know, a new year always comes with hope, doesn't it? It's always like awesome. The clock turns and we're like, we're going to start over again. But, you know, we all know that this is kind of different. We walked out of 2020 and we're walking into 2021, I think still a little cautiously, even though, you know, we have a new president, we've got a new year, and still, I don't know. Are you guys like ready to jump in, or are you guys still cautiously? What do you think? What is your guys' thought?
I'm ready to jump. I'm over all of it.
Over it all. I know, right? We got to do something new.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys, here is the fun part. What does I'm looking at our titles even. It's so fun, you guys.
Zoo girl.
I know.
And kid mom. Just
Zoo girl and kid mom.
I think
What is it? Zoo girl, kid mom.
And then dog mom.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, what can we possibly have in common? Well, we're going to find out right now. So, all right. So, Maria, before we get started, you want to do our little housekeeping?
Yes, I do, because I am prize control. But first, I just want to say thank you so much for jumping on. So if you're a guest, we want to make sure that you are interactive in the comments, because that helps you get more entries to prizes. But you might have popped on simply to help your consultant. So thank you so much. You might have also jumped on because you've been kind of hearing some buzz about Mary Kay or side hustles, or you've been following somebody on social media and you're really genuinely intrigued about some insight into what we do. Or you simply might be helping, or you might have just somehow gotten onto this link, or you're seeing it on Facebook Live. But we want to welcome you, and we're so glad that you're here. So for those of you on Facebook and also on our YouTube, if you can please say hi, let us know who invited you. So just put your director or your consultant's name in the chat, because you're helping your consultant win a prize. So our consultants, their names, when you're on live, those of you that are on live, you need to tag your consultant, because their name's going in for an amazing 2021 virtual business bundle sample set. So they're going to be so excited. You're helping them. So thank you. And then as a guest, I want you to just start dropping emojis and putting the word yes, channeling that you're going to win. And all you need to do is pick a number between 1 and 12, because if we draw your name, we have these mystery prize boxes. And there are 12 boxes. If you see a box that you love, oh my gosh, grab a number, put it in the comments, because if we draw your name, whatever number you put, we're going to pull that box and open up that gift for you. The other thing is, be sure to stay on all the way to the end. Your consultant will send you a link. We will also post it, but there's a quick survey. We want to get your feedback. We want you to be listening with an open heart, just to consider the opportunity. And also just listen to hear tips, tools about abundance. We're going to be talking about a 2021. We're going to be talking about making a decision and being decisive. You're going to hear some really powerful things that'll serve you in your life, no matter what. So just be sure to listen with an open heart, and be sure to drop some emojis and tag your consultant.
I love it. Oh, and you guys also, we are going to answer questions. We're going to go pretty fast, and there's a delay sometimes in us seeing it. So we're going to answer all your questions at the very end as well. So, all right, well, let's jump in, you guys. And I know that we know each other pretty well, but some of our guests and consultants don't know us. So, uh-oh. I've got an echo going on. Oh my gosh.
I thought maybe, you know how you're on like 2 devices and it's like there's a delay, so you're like, hello. It's probably your other electronic device.
I already lost. What am I supposed to be talking about? Okay, we're just introducing ourselves. So you guys just tell us current situation, number of years of Mary Kay, you know the drill. So who wants to go? Rachel, you want to go first?
Sure. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for being on tonight with us. It's fun seeing my friends. So shout out, they live really far away. So this is like bonus friend time. So my name is Rachel Wally and I live in Manhattan, Kansas. And previously before Mary Kay, I worked at a zoo. I was the education director at a zoo. So I actually grew up my whole life not wearing makeup. We'll get there. But yeah, this is a far stretch. So I have 2 kids now. My daughter is in 5th grade. My son is in 2nd grade. And love what I do and loved working at my zoo job before. So yeah.
What was your favorite thing about being at the zoo?
Yeah, I loved making a difference. So I love feeling like every day I was making the world a better place.
Awesome. Very cool. Yay. Maria, how about you?
Yeah.
Sure.
So when Mary Kay found me, right now I have 2 kids, but when I started Mary Kay, I had no children. I was not married. Lots has changed. But I've been in Mary Kay for 11 years. And prior to Mary Kay, I had finished my degree in animal science at UC Davis and had just gotten off of 2.5 years serving in Nicaragua as a Peace Corps volunteer. What I loved about that position was falling in love with another country. I also happened to find my man, my Nicaraguan husband, fell in love with a native in my community. So that kind of was the icing on top of my Peace Corps service. But it was just amazing. There was lots of tough things about it, but there was lots of amazing moments living in a foreign country and helping a community. So I came and sort of like Rachel was saying, no makeup was pretty rough on the edges when I decided to get started.
Okay, wait. How did we get 3 people that didn't wear any makeup before Mary Kay? I was like, I forgot, Rachel, that you didn't. I was like, surely Rachel was wearing makeup before Mary Kay.
I could show you pretty good pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Look at me.
Okay, well, I'm Claire Mason. I've been building my business for 17 years as of December. And if you would have told me back when I started that I was going to be here 17 years later, I definitely would have told you were crazy. So when Mary Kay found me, I definitely didn't wear any makeup. My skincare was the shampoo that fell on my face. And my background, I was in global events. And so I just turned 30, 31 maybe. I just got married. And at the time I'd been traveling the world, making a 6-figure income, bought my first home as a 20-something, but I was tired. I was tired of traveling already. I know that sounds like awful, doesn't it? To travel the world doing global events.
Especially right now, because no one can. That's all we want to do is just travel.
Everybody wants to travel. I know it's true. But you know what? That has been actually an aha in this last year. Like if I had never switched over to something else, I would have been none of my friends have been working for the whole year. Yeah. So that's when Mary Kay found me. I know. All right. So next question. So we're walking in 2021 with some caution, like we said, but we're ready. We're ready. So none of us started our businesses in the middle of a pandemic, but I feel like we don't really make any kind of new decisions. Like we kind of stick to what we're doing unless we're frustrated with something. So tell us the story of when you said yes to Mary Kay. Did you jump in with confidence? Did you kind of just dip your toe in? Were you nervous? Who wants to go?
Not I'll start. So, as I shared, I had just gotten out of the Peace Corps when I was back in America. And it was a very uncertain time in my life because it was 2008, 2009. And my parents had shared, hey, Maria, while you were gone for 2.5 years, the economy crashed. That was kind of when the housing market the bubble had burst or whatever. And I didn't really believe them until I got home. And I had applied to job after job after job. And what ended up happening was, when I did say yes to Mary Kay, my heart had already been layered because I had worked in my director at the time, her office. But what happened was I watched her love on women and I watched her share the product, and she shared some facts about Mary Kay that I just, at the time, I was like, I've got to trust my gut on this. Like, freedom and flexibility, be your own boss. I was just looking for a little extra income. So even though there was a lot of uncertainty in my life at the time, I had also filed for immigration paperwork to transport my large, amazing souvenir. So I was transitioning from Nicaragua to America. You guys, now they have this ridiculous show called 90 Day Fiance, but that was my life. It really was a 90 Day Fiance visa. That is like a legit process, okay? And there's a lot of drama that goes with that. So that's where I was. I was in the like submitting for the 90 Day Fiance visa. But there was something about Mary Kay that I heard. I'd come to a couple of events, and every time, even though it seemed so different from where I was drawn to the positivity. And I'm so glad I just trusted my gut and my intuition that something feels so right about this. And I'm so glad I just said yes. Even though there was so much uncertainty going on, I knew the words that I heard, and I thought, why not just give this a try? So I'm really grateful that I said yes in that moment. And I didn't think I'm going to go all out 100%, get crazy. I just thought, hey, I'm going to try this and let's see where it takes me. Why not say yes to an opportunity? So that's kind of what happens. And he did come to America. We're married. It all panned out. Okay. So that's great. We have 2 babies. Yeah.
That's your evidence.
That's my evidence.
Days worked out.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. That sounds like, what's that mail order bride? That's what it sounds like. What happened?
I was not looking for love when I went to you know what? The other thing is, I wasn't looking for love when I went to Nicaragua, but I also went to a Mary Kay event not looking to start a new business. I just went, and then all of a sudden, the seed was planted of, oh, wow, I'm so glad I got exposed to this. I was just at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay.
Okay.
Rachel, you had like a wall going up. Are you ready to give us the goods? The Desperate Housewives?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. So yeah, I had never tried Mary Kay before. I'd never tried the products before. And I had a friend who facialed me, and I was like, what just happened to my face? Because I think I used Clean and Clear, nothing fancy. And I just remember how soft my face felt. And I was like, whoa, baby. And so I bought everything. And then she told me a little bit about Mary Kay, and I was kind of like, wah, 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 wah. And she said, well, can I follow up with you Sunday night at 8:00 in case you have any questions? And I'm like, oh, sure. Follow up with me Sunday night at 8:00. And she goes, well, just so you know, I'm a woman of my word. And so when I tell you I'm going to call you Sunday night at 8:00, I'm actually going to call you Sunday night at 8:00. And I'm like, good for you, And she goes, but what I want to know is if you're a woman of your word and if you're going to answer. And I was like, because I had no intention of answering the phone. And so I was like, yes. And so I forgot that she was going to call me Sunday night at 8:00. And back then there was only one TV show on that I watched every week, and it was Desperate Housewives. And so it was like, I had no way to record it. This was like, pop the popcorn, get ready. And my phone rang, and I'm like, oh, no. And she's a woman of her word. And I said, I'm a woman of my word. And so there's this panic of what to do. And so I answered the phone, and I was like, here's the deal. If you let me off this phone right now, I promise I will sign up for Mary Kay, but I have to go because my show is coming on. And she's like, okay, I guess we'll talk later. And I'm like, yes, sounds good. And yes. So worst case scenario, I was like, I love these products, and maybe I could just, maybe my friends and family might be interested. And that's really all I hoped for. I didn't think I'd have the time. I didn't have any dreams or desires of pursuing it more full time. It just happened. Isn't that crazy? I just did crazy.
So I want to know why you didn't just say no. Like,
maybe I'm a people pleaser.
I mean, I'm so glad you said yes. But when you were saying, I'm like, well, why didn't you just say no, actually?
Well, and that was it. I remember being like, do you promise nothing bad will happen to me? Because, we don't have the quotas or anything. And so it was like, do you swear that if I do this, like I'm okay? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, and then, so that was it.
I love it. And click.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love it. And how many cars have you earned, Rachel? Do you know?
I think we're on number 9 now.
Oh my gosh. And Maria, you are on car number?
Earning number 5.
Earning number 5, you guys. And we just earned our 6th car. And so like, who says that? Who says stuff like that? Isn't that crazy?
When you hear like the beginning story, you're just like, what? But we've all grown into our position and fallen in more and more in love with it, but just, luckily said yes, made that choice. Yeah, and Claire, Miss Global Event Planner.
Yeah, girl.
Yeah. So I knew a few years before Mary Kay dropped in my lap that I was looking for a change. And my point of frustration, don't feel sorry for me. Okay, let me just be clear. Don't feel sorry for me, but I woke up in the middle of the night in a hotel room, pitch black, had no idea where I was, what country I was in, and what event I was doing. And I thought, this can't be my life. Do I know where I was? I was in a 5-star hotel in Paris.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? But you have to imagine if I felt like that, even being in a 5-star hotel in the middle of Paris, that there was something not right.
Right.
And so I spent probably 3 years trying to figure out a different way to do events. Because, we take what we already know and try to just rearrange it. But really, sometimes we got to do something completely different in order to get out of the box in order to do something different. But I literally just said yes because I was curious what it looked like to live a life with your priorities in order. Because she said that Mary Kay believed that if you put God first, family second, and career third, that in that order, everything worked, and out of that order, nothing worked. And I thought the $100 for me was worth paying just to see what that looked like. So like you, Rachel, it was never going to be about, I definitely didn't think I was going to be here still, for sure.
Right.
And my doubts I got off the phone and I'm like, with my brand new husband who thought he married a tomboy, which I still am, but I'm like, I think I'm going to do this Mary Kay thing. And he goes, they sell makeup, right? And you don't wear it. I said, I know. Never mind. You're right. I just shouldn't even do it. He goes, no. Tell me why. And I told him. And, but then I came with the what ifs, but what if I'm not good at it? What if the product's not good? What if I hate it? Like all the what ifs. And his only response to me was, well, what happens if you quit? And I said, well, nothing. We don't get charged. You just stop.
Right.
So he's like, well, then you spent $100 yesterday at Costco. So do it. So that's what made me start it.
I would add that what I was lacking at the zoo, now that you say that, is like every day was always the same. It was like, get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, come home. And just something different and exciting. It was like cool people, it was just different. So.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, so now today, you guys, there's so many different side hustles out there. There's tons of different possibilities. And in a world of uncertainty, the last thing we want to do is start something that has even more uncertainty, like is not stable. So, and I would say not every company has made it through the pandemic being what I would call stable. Like the people that you thought you could rely on, not all of them have been reliable. And so I'm just wondering, you guys, have you guys think of any times in Mary Kay where you're like, oh yeah, now I know I can completely count on this company? Because, if they're going to start something, you might as well be able to trust it. So what do you think? Right. You guys got any stories for us?
Yeah. I'm going to change my story that I was thinking of actually. So this past year, Mary Kay, we could cruise to the Bahamas, like a 6-night, 7-day, fully paid, trip to the Bahamas on a cruise. And it was, you could bring one other person and also pay. Can you believe that? And so we earned the cruise And on the cruise, our president was on the cruise ship, and they had a night where, you know, like all the big wigs were out on the deck. And I brought my mom with me because she has health issues, and I just really wanted to have special time with her and just to love on her and honor her. And we were standing in line to meet Nathan Moore, and my mom is so sweet. And it was like her turn to come. It was our turn. She gets up there, and like Nathan hugged her, and she started to walk away, and he just like grabbed her and pulled her back and kept talking to her. And there's this huge line of people behind us. And mom was like, I know, this is so wonderful. Thank you so much. I mean, I love Mary Kay, and blah, blah, blah. And he kept grabbing her. And like, you know, it was like, I want to know you. I care about you. And I just remember like that. I mean, I was all in a long time ago, because there's so many moments like that all the time. But, you know, when someone loves your family the way they love their own family, I mean, where else can you go?
Yeah. That's so good. So good. And you guys, I mean, I work with a lot of companies where I'm working with the presidents or CEOs of companies. I can guarantee you none of them would treat people the way that. Yeah. Right. Every single time they're like, okay, Claire, tell us, like, what do we have to do? Because as soon as I'm done, I'm out of here. That is usually the attitude. So that is unbelievable. It's awesome. Mm-hmm. Not surprised though.
Yeah. Because it is like a family. It is like a family. And Rachel, when you were saying that, it reminded me of when I moved into leadership. When you become a director at Mary Kay, you go to new director training. And I remember getting on an airplane and flying to Dallas, and my husband calling me because while I was gone, Mary Kay sent my husband a card in the mail that was from our president that said, "Thank you for letting us borrow your wife." And it was just one of those amazing going the extra mile moments. And there's been so many of them along the way that you just forget. And I also want to share, even the second I signed my beauty consultant agreement, the way that Mary Kay designed our starter kit, everything is a compliment. Everything makes you feel loved. Everything is a layer to help you feel more confident and more set up for your dreams. Like everything is designed for your success. And the cool thing is we have 100% money back guarantee for our customers. I mean, and that just is another thing that the company does to set us up for success. And the really amazing thing was in the pandemic, when I was watching other companies, like it was very revealing how some companies treated their employees or what mattered. I watched Mary Kay donate 3 million hand sanitizers. We don't even make hand sanitizers, but I watched our company figure out how to fabricate a product that we don't even make. We do now, but I mean, back in March, they figured out how to make hand sanitizers, not to sell, to donate to the front lines because it's what our country needed.
Right.
There are so many miracle, magical moments that our company has done that just reminds us that, wow, we believe you put your faith first, your family. It's not profit, 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 profit. Like this is a culture and a community that is just, I have never experienced anything like this. And I think between Claire, Rachel, and I, we probably have 45 years combined of like actually being in the company. And yet some of our journeys started 20 years ago, 10 years ago. We have stayed because when you're part of something so great, you stay. So Claire, what is an example that you have of just, trust and amazingness?
So mine's going to be like less heart and more like practical for a second.
Okay, bring on the numbers. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that. It's that what I've watched over the years in all the companies that I've worked with in events, when someone makes a mistake, no one is ever willing to own it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just remember, I'm not even sure how many years ago this was now, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, that the company's intention was to help improve our back office, our InTouch. And they changed, you guys remember this? They changed like everything on it. And we freaked out. Mm-hmm. We totally freaked out because it didn't do what we thought it was going to do. And then we're all like, when it's like they moved our cheese. And they came back in there and changed it back to the way it is actually now. And I remember them coming on, the president coming on and sending an email out and owning, saying, we're so sorry. we're so sorry. It didn't turn out how we thought it was going to be, but we're going to make it right. And so I think what I appreciate, and that's not the only time. They've done it so many times that I've seen over the years, but they're not perfect. And I remember the president saying one time that, we want to improve our company. We want to be number one, but that means we're going to have to take some risks, and we're not going to get it right every time. And so I love that they say that to us, and then they really mean it. Like, they don't try to like shove something under their carpet and pretend something isn't happening. They always tell us, we messed that one, and that didn't work.
Right.
We're going to try something different. So yeah, for me, that is what built the trust with knowing that I believe what they say.
It's like the most integrous, I don't think that's a word, but it's like anyway.
Yeah. It's huge. Okay, so Maria, do we need to do a prize drawing right now?
We do. People need to be dropping comments of their, by the way, you guys, if you jumped on and you didn't see the announcement, we are going to be drawing a prize out of this prize box, and it's 1 through 12. So just drop a number, 1 through 12 in a box. It's like, ooh, that one's calling my name.
I know. What number would you pick? So Chelsea, my consultant Chelsea is looking at the comments. And so Chelsea, when you figure it out, send me a little text or box and let me know who the winner is, and we will announce it.
Yeah.
So yay. Next
picking numbers. Great.
Yeah, we'll keep going, and then when she tells me, then we'll say who the winner is. Okay, so you guys, we're almost done. I can't believe it's already 6:26. All right. So they say, this is what I heard. I heard recently that 73 million women are going to be leaving the workforce and go back to their homes for lots of different reasons. It's maybe their job has now been eliminated and there's nothing to go back to, or they realized during the pandemic, oh my gosh, I love being at home with my family. There's no option. They got to figure out is it called distance learning? You can tell I don't have kids. Mm-hmm. My dog doesn't require distance learning. So there's lots of them. Okay, so here's my question to the two of you. So if someone's watching right now and they were to ask you, what's one reason why you would choose Mary Kay again right now over everything else? What's one reason that sets it apart?
It's made me a better person. It's made me the person that I always knew was inside of me, but I had no path to ever grow myself in so many ways. Spiritually, emotionally, the friends. I mean, I just wouldn't be who I am today if it weren't for the company.
That's powerful. That's crazy. Crazy that that's like because some people look at our company as we sell lipstick. So.
Well, I did too. It was like, oh, you are dumb.
You were dumb. I love it. Oh my gosh.
Okay. I know I'm trying to think of something different, but mine is this, it's very similar. It's the growth. It's the woman that I've become. It's the sisterhood. It's the culture. And I mean, from a strictly material standpoint, it does pay my mortgage. I love driving a brand new car. The prizes are incredible, but the intangible is the woman that you become and the person I am as a mother because of being a part of this company. And that is something that there's no price tag. And navigating the pandemic, I mean, it's almost like all the guests, like I wish we could go back to January of 2020, because I would have talked to every single person I know about Mary Kay more passionately, because how we made it through this pandemic, being part of Mary Kay was amazing because we had this positive culture. We had this sisterhood. We had make a way, find a way, figure out ability women to be our tribe and like get through this. Yeah. So, I mean, my advice is if you're hearing this information and anything resonates with you, it is such a simple decision.
Yeah.
It's the best decision. I do not know where I would be without this company and without you. I mean, the sisterhood of my friends.
Yeah, absolutely. So if I were to pick one thing, and I don't say the same thing that you guys said, well, it would still be though kind of related. It's the culture of the company, because like we said, there's lots of ways to make money, but to be a part of a company where, I mean, I think the three of us are not exactly the same ages. We don't have the same situations, but we definitely compete, but we're not competing against each other. We like make each other better. And I think that is unique to us as a company. So, okay. So what about those people that are intrigued, but they're like, I'm not sure. So what would be one reason? What's like a common reason you feel like people say, maybe not, or I'm not sure if I'm going to say yes to this? Rachel, what's one of your common things you hear?
Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel, but I mean, I think time is always, I think people are always freaked out about time. Like they think it's going to be this huge commitment, you know? That's what I was afraid of when I said yes. I was like, do you promise? Do you swear? You know, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just think that it's like we worry so much about what we think it's going to be, and we never allow ourselves to even experience what it could be. And so, I mean, I was working 50 or 60 hours a week at the zoo, you know, full-time job, trying to have a life and a family. And I mean, I became a director and earned a car while all that was going on. So it's just, you know, you only work a couple times a week, but you're just strategic about it. And I mean, it was way simpler than I thought.
I love it. And I think we actually even spend less time now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you don't drive anywhere. I mean, it's like.
Yeah. Everything is truly from home.
Pants.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
I do wear pants. I just want to say that. I always wear pants.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Marie, what about you? What's a common thing you hear?
I would say just fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of just this nervousness about starting something new or saying I'm going to say yes to something that I don't really know what's going to happen. And so my default answer to people is always look at your kids, or if you're an auntie or you've got young people in your life, what would you tell them if they wanted to start learning how to ride a bike and they were scared? I think most people have ridden a bike, and that moment that it clicks and you get your balance and you feel like you're flying, right? But you have to overcome fear, and overcoming fear is stepping out of your comfort zone. And I think a lot of us, if we were mentoring somebody else, we would say, hey, I've had to push through a little bit of fear in my life. Yeah. I also know that fear is the same butterfly feeling as excitement. So I think it's okay to feel a little fear and do it anyway. And just like Rachel said, worst case scenario, nothing happens. Best case scenario, you are talking like each one of us on here, and we are so grateful that we said yes.
Yeah, I love it.
Claire, what happens if you know no people?
I know. Well, that might be one of the most common things. What if you don't know anyone? Well, first of all, you got to know that, especially now, because we're virtual almost 100% of the time, the entire country is open. Like we can work with anybody. We don't have territories in Mary Kay, but every single person that we know knows at least 3 women, like 3 that you don't know. And so just imagine if you know 3 that know 3, that's 9. If those 9 know 3, that's 27. If those 27 knows 3, I can't even count that high. It's like probably close to 100. Yeah. So bottom line though, and we also you don't need 1,000 customers to be successful at this. The average woman buys between $800 and $1,000 in a year, with all their skincare and makeup. So just think, if you knew 40 people, had you 40 customers that were buying 1,000, that's about 20 grand extra. So who could use some like 20 grand extra into their family's life? Even 10 grand, like could use half that. So you don't have to know a lot of people. All right, so Maria, we're kind of just beating around the bush a little bit, but how do people start if they want to even check it out?
Well, oh my goodness. So Mary Kay has made it even better in this time. So if you're intrigued and you're thinking, yes, I'm pushing past the fear. I know people all over America. I'm going to figure this out. I have the time, right? There's a couple ways. Well, the way to get started is your beauty consultant sends you an agreement, and Mary Kay has something called an e-start, which is simply $30 to get started. And that gives you a website and access to work virtually. And Mary Kay also has an option of $130, which comes with a full starter kit. And that comes with full size, our product. Oh my gosh, the starter kit's amazing. And it also comes with materials to help you start a business. So those are the main ways to get started. I just put in the comments on Facebook. I'm not able to do it through StreamYard. I don't know why. The survey. So there is a survey in case you can also put questions on here, but if you're just ready, there's a survey question that's 1 through 10. You just choose 10. Like, yeah, I'm on board. Let's do it. Okay. And then we want to know A, B, or C. This is usually, you can drop it in the comments too if you're just ready. But A is like, absolutely, like I'm ready. Something these women said resonated with me. I'm just going to be bold. I'm going to be decisive, and I'm going to make a decision. So A is absolutely, I am ready. I want to be friends with these ladies. We want to be friends with you. We want to invite you. B, buy me a cup of coffee, a virtual cup of coffee. You can drink. We could have a combo. Okay. But if you do have some questions or there's something else, we of course want to be able to answer your questions. And then C is a happy customer. You're obsessed with the product. Maybe you want to host a party. Maybe you want to come to another one of our virtual events. But those are your options. And Claire, we do need to do a drawing. I don't know if we got a number or there's anything else you want to add. You're pointing.
Yeah, I forwarded it to you.
Oh, okay.
We got 2 winners.
On what medium? Voxer.
On Voxer. I love it. It's on Voxer. I know.
Okay, so we have winners. I'm so excited. All right, so and ladies, so don't forget to in the comments put who your consultant is because you're helping your consultant get a gift, gift, which is awesome. And then, do we know the numbers that the guest chose?
Yes. So announce the winner, and she just told me.
Deanna Smith. You get to choose a number between 1 through 12. So Beatrice Hashem, your guest won. And then Rachel's guest, Jennifer Baker. Ooh, you guys, I don't know. You better pick your number fast because it can't be the same number.
So
1 through.
Deanna picked 1.
Oh, number 1, Deanna? Okay. Box number 1.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh. It's a fragrance, Forever Diamonds.
Oh, that's so fun.
So exciting. Okay. And then Jennifer, do we have a number for Jennifer?
I don't see one yet, but Rachel text her and see what number she would pick on from 1 to or 2 to 10, 2 to 12.
2 to 12.
Oh, okay, 2 to 12, 2 to 12.
2 to 12, Jennifer. Okay, so while we're waiting for Jennifer to say, I'm just going to say, if you have questions that we can answer for you, we're going to end the broadcast here, or not the broadcast, but the actual ending in just a second. But we want to answer your questions, so you can either ask us here, or you can also obviously ask your consultant as well. Did she answer yet?
She is at Pizza Hut.
Okay, well,
she's doing both. So we'll keep her posted.
Okay, we'll keep her posted then. So Rachel, any last words you want to leave behind?
I mean, if you are even slightly interested, there was a book I read and it was talking about the best yes, and it just always stuck with me that there's no such thing as 100% certainty. That if you get to about 70% certain on something, that's 100% because you're never going to be 100%. And so I think so many times that gap of 30%, it holds us back from even trying new things. And so it's just not a scary decision. It feels like it, but once you're on the other side, it's like, oh,
what was I so scared of? Yeah,
right,
absolutely.
exactly.
Yeah. Maria, any last things?
I just want to second what Rachel said, that I'm so glad back in the day when I heard this information, I just trusted my intuition, even though it felt weird because I was like, listen, these Mary Kay ladies are like a little too happy. I mean, what are they so excited about? But there was something in me that wanted to be around it. And so I just want to remind you, if there was some little thing that you heard, why not say yes and just take a chance and try? Worst case scenario is you try. And wouldn't we all advise people in life, you have to try different things to figure out what's going to work.
Yeah.
Claire, what can you add to the tip of the iceberg? Just
okay. So I think
down, Claire.
The only thing I'm going to say, I'm not going to even, you're either going to do it or you're not. So I think we've kind of hit that. So here's what I just want to leave with you. I really believe from the bottom of my heart that every single person has a gold medal moment sitting inside of them. And there is more to you than you ever even imagined. There's more in you than you've even tapped into, and there's more for you waiting. And so one of the things that our mentor always says is that when you're given a dream, the sooner you achieve it, the longer you have to enjoy it. And she also says that that if we were to see everything that was to come to pass in our lives, all the dreams that were out there for us, we would get overwhelmed. And so we believe that God gives us a glimpse of the first dream. And then once we achieve that one, then it's the next one. So by holding back whatever it is right now, you could be holding yourself back from everything else that is in front of you. So you guys, we just want you to embrace 2021, no matter what you decide. And because we need customers too.
So true.
We do both, but we're looking for positive, powerful women to join us as well in 2021 and making it the best year ever. So thanks for being on with us tonight, you guys.
Thank you guys.